Who is Michael Hage? Let's start by taking a look at some of his statistics. Hage is 18 years old. He is a center, 6'1", 190 pounds. He has a right shot and played this past season for the Chicago Steel. He is committed to the University of Michigan in 2025-2026. He started in Canada with the U14, U15, and U16 teams. He played in the U16s in 2021-2022, had 46 goals and 70 assists in 57 games. He then played for the Toronto Junior Canadiens in the OJHL for a game and had 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists. He played for the Chicago Steel in 2022-2023, had 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 total points, and had 10 penalty minutes in 13 games, then 2 points in 6 playoff games, and then really took off for the Chicago Steel this past season when he had 33 goals, 42 assists, 75 total points in 54 games. And then in 2 additional games in the playoffs, he had 4 points and 19 penalty minutes. So he's certainly impressed with his overall numbers throughout the course of the last couple of seasons. And with this being a Minnesota Wild podcast, obviously we're always keeping an eye on the center positions. Let's see what Scott Wheeler has to say about Michael Hage, a star prospect who would have gone at the very top of the OHL draft had he not chosen to go to the Chicago Steel and commit to the University. 5 goals, 5 assists, and 10 points after undergoing shoulder surgery from an injury suffered in an early practice as a 16-year-old rookie with the team. There are some USHL and NCAA circles who believe that had he not lost that time, he might have been in the top 10 conversation in this draft class. Then for a time, some viewed him as more of a late first. And while Wheeler expects him to go between 15 and 25, he really believes in his top 15 merits at this year's end. The Steel really struggled out of the gate this year, but both Hage and the team found another level in the second half, and there was a multi-month stretch in the new year where he was debatably the USHL's best forward. Hage is a natural center who has it all. He's got pro size and skating. He's got dual threat skill as a shooter and passer. He's naturally talented as a handler. He can create for himself or elevate a line. He plays hard. He stays on pucks. He battles, and he reads the game at an advanced level with an intelligent approach to the way he maneuvers around the ice. Wheeler likes him also in puck control and protection. He's got detail and work ethic. He's also, Wheeler's told, taller by an inch or two than his NHL Central Scouting listing, with room to fill out his lean and athletic frame after lost time in the gym. And he has driven and produced offensively to stamp himself as one of the draft's top prospects, despite there being little around him with the Steel and after missing most of last season. Wheeler could see him following a path similar to the one Joshua Roy has followed in Montreal as a star minor hockey prospect who wasn't drafted in the first round, but worked his way back to that kind of cachet after the draft. Hage is going to be a mid-first round pick, though, in this case. He should have been on Team Canada at U18 Worlds, but it is Wheeler's understanding that he wasn't invited. With a good summer in the gym, Wheeler expects him to make an immediate impact as a freshman at Michigan. His blend of size, skating, skill, drive, scoring, playmaking, and sense is hard to come by in a center. And here's what Stefano Rubino has from the Hockey Writers. Hage is ranked amongst centers or amongst prospects 19th by NHL Central Scouting, 36th by Bob McKenzie, 23rd by Craig Button. Dauber Prospects has him ranked 26th. Peter Barancini's March rankings have him 20th. Logan Horn has him 20th. Andrew Forbes has him 29th. Those are all Hockey Writers writers. for those rankings, and then Smart Scouting has him 32nd. Here's what Rubino has to say. Michael Hage is a small forward who possesses quickness, agility, and intelligence, like most of his peers in the position. However, his greatest attribute is his excellent skating ability. His pristine edge work and powerful first 3 strides allow him to move quickly and overwhelm his opponents. He combines his speed with his hands to blow by defenders and create numerous scoring opportunities. He has a unique way of using his hands on his shot, creating dominant deception angles that make it nearly impossible for the goalies to predict where his shot is headed. When he combines the deception angles with his quick release, the goalie stands no chance of saving the puck when he has the space to shoot. Hage exhibits a high level of intelligence in all 3 zones, which is something many young players require assistance with. This enables him to be in the right place at the right time. It frequently causes opposing teams to lose possession of the puck as he anticipates its trajectory and adopts the appropriate angles to chase down opponents. Despite his relatively small size, his positioning and hard work enable him to be effective in his own zone. Like most young players, he is expected to grow and develop physically, which will make him a more well-rounded player in all facets of the game. With increased strength, Hage's shot will become more complex and eventually become a deadly asset. Additionally, his size will better equip him to play against larger players within the league and protect the puck more effectively. He is a well-respected and outgoing individual known by his peers around the rink. If he works hard to gain strength and size, he has the potential to become a game-changing forward at the next level. Let's look at his draft projection. Hage is in a draft where there are other very talented centers, especially forwards. Based on many rankings, he could be selected towards the later end of the first round or very early in the second. The highly touted Macklin Celebrini is projected as the first overall pick, but center players like Konsta Helenius and Sasha Boisver could go before Hage. One would expect him and Cole Bidouin to be potentially selected once those 3 are off the boards for teams looking for a forward and a center. His strengths: playmaking, puck handling, vision, and skating. His areas to improve: defensive awareness and shooting. NHL potential: Hage has the skill to become an elite 2-way center who can do it all on both sides of the ice. With the ability to see the ice and move the puck well, his hope to build on his size and grow his defensive game, and his character, he has the potential to become a formidable Jack Eichel-type player. He could blossom into a second-line center who can play on both the penalty kill and the power play one day. So there you have it, Michael Hage, another potential name for the Minnesota Wild to take a look at 13. Some of the things that I like: the speed, obviously, and the ability to quickly get up to speed and blast by opponents. Wild have no shortage of need for speed, and so he would certainly fit in very well if that is the route that the Minnesota Wild look to go. But you look at some of these other guys, and just because we already did this for today's episode, the fact that Anton Silyev has like bona fide top defenseman written on him, that makes that hard to ignore when the potential to add a player like that exists. But the Wild have no shortage of need for offense either. So I'm sure a lot of us would like to see the Wild take a defenseman because the D-core is certainly getting older, but 13 is a prime spot to grab some offense too. So Michael Hage could potentially be there. And if he is the selection, you know where to find his draft profile right here at Locked on Wild.